Yeah, I'm a little fuzzy.
Welcome to Warrior Class,
where the teachers would pass.
And you will too if you pass.
All right.
All right. So this is going to be an interesting episode. This is the I forgot how the heck I named it, but this is the call-in episode.
Let's chop it up.
Yeah, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. So you know, folks, if you want to come in, we had said for you to, hit us up and you would get the link.
I think this is going to be interesting because we've never really had like a free range type of show.
Right.
Even though we kind of loosely get to where we're going sometimes.
When we had a guest, but that's still not loose like that. So,
right.
We'll see what happens. So if you have your questions for us,
right,
sure to ask them.
They have not. Has anybody entered the chat yet? We haven't had people in the chat yet. Let's give folks a chance.
They're on. They're looking on. I believe that's on Facebook. But
I forgot we connected to the different.
Facebook and YouTube.
So
welcome, Rashid BP.
Oh, peace, bro.
Greetings.
You a member?
Okay. We got our first guest in. We're gonna let her in here. So. Hey, woman, peace.
Peace. Happy birthday, Bile.
Thank you very much.
Greetings,
Feels good to be 29 years old. I tell you, I never thought I'd get here. It's rough, but I made it.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, for y'all who don't know out there, it's Bile's birthday today. So, we are going to chop it up and wish our brother a happy birthday. So, cool.
Yeah.
We're going to be having other stellar guests come in a minute.
We'll put his Cash App in the comments also.
Oh, yeah.
You can put my Cash App.
I know he was waiting on that.
Hey, I'm not too ashamed to ask for any free will offerings and donations. I will be proud to accept them. I will happily accept any donations. I got a teenage little girl. I got a teenage woman. Tell me, boy.
He needs a lot. Yeah.
I be trying to get her to stop eating on certain days of the week. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't worked yet. I was like, if she could just stop eating on Wednesdays and Fridays. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Keep the budget under a certain
threshold.
Right.
Yeah.
I had the same thing.
When me and Wumi were in a certain organization, I ate 3 days a week.
See?
Yeah.
Now, if you could just train my daughter.
No money though.
Yeah, you got to join that organization. That's the thing.
See, we got Baba.
Yep.
Baba just
you can do it on your own if you want to. But
yeah, you can.
The way things headed,
they just need peer pressure.
The way things are headed, we may all need to learn to master that skill right there to be for real.
Wait, the way we were able to do it is because that was a measure of manhood and womanhood.
Yes.
The less you ate. So we were getting encouraged, and people even spread rumors, but I'm eating once every 8 days. I said, hey, don't put that on me.
Oh, yeah, we'll tell on you. Yes.
Just a brother manhood, he'll do a lot of stuff now. You test the manhood now. We'll do a lot.
So I was doing once every 3 days, and I was not hurting either.
Oh, so for our guests who are in, and for people who will be looking, you may not know that Wumi is also an assistant instructor with African Martial Arts Institute. She has recently come back to the community. She's been away traveling abroad. Not really, just out.
Just Chicago.
But no,
yes, I'm happy to be back. Thank you, Bile. I'm happy to be back with the tribe. Egbe Ogun, of course. I miss all of you guys. I just been trying to get everything situated. So probably in another couple of weeks, hopefully I should be all set. And then I can get back into my training that I need. So I'm really happy with that. And thank you, Baba, for being patient with me as well. When I let you know that I had moved back and I just need that time to get things situated with that. But Bile, I do have two questions for you.
I was going to ask you that if you had
Yeah, I have questions.
All right.
One of the questions I wanted to always ask you, or just with anyone that's a full instructor, what part of our student creed that you really resonate with, and why?
That is a man. What I mean, that's crazy. That's a really great question. Really good
yeah,
question.
it is.
So this is funny, and I'm gonna tell you why it's so funny you asked that. Because it seems like ever since I've been full instructor, I always get called to say the certain part. So the last time it happened, I'm assuming he pointed at me to say it. And I wasn't even really in class at the time. You know, I hurt my knee a little bit. So I was chilling, but he went towards me. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. So the part is I will respect my fellow brothers and sisters and refrain from violence. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are power, and with them I can accomplish what I wish.
Those are two agreed.
I know. I put them both in together. The first one, it kind of married to the second one a little bit. But I respect my fellow brothers and sisters and refrain from violence. Really, so that's the main one. I keep getting that one, and I'm like, man, I guess that makes sense because as an instructor, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be working with people more. You know what I'm saying. You need to show that respect, no matter what level they're on. You know what I'm saying. Refrain from violence doesn't mean I'm going to jump on them and beat them up. It could mean going too hard or, being too harsh with my words, you know what I'm saying, or anything. So I just look at it differently, so that's the part to me.
So the question, to piggyback on that, why did I put, why did I put and refrain from violence after knowledge, after I will respect my fellow brothers and sisters. Then put and refrain from violence. Why did I put it there?
We got to ask you that one, Baba. I mean,
yeah, we can ask you that, Baba.
Well, the reason why when I say I respect my fellow brothers and sisters, I'm not just talking about in class. A lot of people, it's just class. I'm talking about in the world. And refrain from violence. So we've been through a lot as a people, which has us sometimes not thinking properly. So somebody will want to fight you because you accidentally bumped into them.
Right.
And so we have to refrain from violence because I respect my brothers and sisters. So I will refrain. I'm not saying I won't lay hands on them if I have to, but I'll refrain from it as long as I can. So that's, I respect my brothers and sisters and refrain from violence. Now, a person asks, well, does that include white folks? You talking about us? Nope. I'm talking about I will respect my brothers and sisters. Okay. I wrote the student creed. When I wrote it, it took me about 2 years before I was approved. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not okay. Now you got it, right? It's because, and that was part of my journey into mastership. Okay. So a question for Akin Bobalai becomes is why did I number them the way they're numbered?
Yes. The order.
Why is 1-1? Why is 4-4?
Yeah.
Why is it only 4?
Yes.
Okay. So, and that those weren't my decisions. Though that was part of it being approved because it had to be a certain way. Okay. So
wow.
That was a good question, woman.
Very good question.
And just to piggyback off on that, and I'm glad that you explained that, Baba, and thank you, Bile.
Oh, she froze up. And Bobby, you talked about that before too.
It froze like she's.
It's a beautiful freeze, though. But you spoke on that. You actually explained that to us before.
That is what resonated with me. Was the student creed number 1.
Wumi, you froze right before you started. You froze, so we didn't hear any. Could you start over?
Oh yes. So I wanted to tell Baba what I really resonate with was the student creed number 1. I would train my mind, body, heart, and spirit for an unshakable spirit. That part there resonated with me with that. And I always wanted to say, wow, to have an unshakable spirit. And I do want to say there was a time I did see, and this was some maybe years ago. It was another martial artist that I was around, and I saw him having an unshakable, he had a shakeable spirit. This was someone
that shaky spirit.
Right. And he trained for years. I mean, years. And I remember I just started off, I think it was back in 2015, Baba, if I remember, 2015, in African martial arts. And when I seen certain things, I said, now I kind of understand why Baba wrote that, like why it's in our student creed. Because as you train, you building not just your body, your mind, but that unshakable spirit with that. And I just wanted to say that part just sticks with me all the time. Okay. All the time. And
I see. Well,
I'm not closing them. Okay.
No, I've met many people with a shaken spirit, right? You are a martial artist, especially if you claim to be a warrior, right? But you claim to be a warrior, you claim to be revolutionary. A girl with a big booty can shake you off your foundation. You can't control yourself. How warrior are you? Not that's not saying you don't look at the big booty and like it. We men, and as we're men, like a woman look at a man and like it, right? But if you're taking off your square,
yes,
then how much warrior are you? Because so little things like that, or I know martial artists who are addicted to alcohol, the alcoholics, right? How much warrior are you with a little liquid in a little cup got your ass shook?
Real
I'm not talking on addiction because addiction is very real and people. But if you claim to be a warrior, there are standards that you gotta go by. Right? And you can't get your ass whooped by nothing. Or stop playing and just say, I'm a regular dude. I can throw some hands. I'm not a warrior.
Yo, before I even knew
my community, I'm not fit to protect my family because, goddamn, I'm about to protect my family and the mug throw a fifth of gin in the room. That's like, goddamn, he threw a grenade. I'm finished.
Bro, this is so real. This is too real because before I ever met anybody from my tribe that I'm with now, which is my family, I stopped smoking cigarettes. Newports, I smoked since I was 12 years old. And I think I was like 30 when I was like, about 26, 27. I was like, man, I don't like nothing controlling me like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like nothing that make me feel like I got to have it. I can't go without it. I stopped smoking. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't have nothing that got a full grip on me. I can't let it do. I can't let whether weed, alcohol, I can't let nothing get me to where I'm stuck on it. I always felt like that.
I had a student train with me once, and he was on crack. He got off crack, but it took him about a year to shake cigarettes. That's how you know it's not just tobacco. There's something else in it. He could get off the crack, but the cigarettes, it took him a long time.
Man, nicotine is so strong. Them cigarettes, them Newports so strong. I swear to you, and y'all know, because y'all know me personally, I'm a strong-willed person when I put my mind. You know what I'm saying? I can be very strong. I will forget that I was supposed to quit smoking. And I thought it was me until I saw people talking about this, and they explained it. A scientist explained how it's so strong it will shut a part of your mind off that is supposed to be. That's how strong the addiction is. It will go and shut the part of your mind, the memory part, off and make you forget. And I'll be smoking a cigarette, be like, God damn, I was supposed to quit. And I'm thinking I'm bullshitting myself. No, that shit is real. So everybody out there struggling with that, with any addiction, my heart goes out to you. You can fight it. It is hard because especially Black people, we bond chemically to drugs in a way that's different from where white people. That's why white folks do dope for 20 years and all of a sudden their parents give them some money, they go to rehab and they change their life, never go back.
Right.
Yeah. But
and they get better rehab too.
But that's true. Real quick, let me get a shout out. Oh, brother Jared Ball is in the house.
Hey, Dr. Ball, peace.
Arif Hassan, Reagan Crack. Okay, let's not do any of that. Jadarian, the homie.
Reagan Crack, yes. So Reagan Crack, that.
That's the good crack.
Crack came out, I think, during the Reagan era.
Right. That Reagan crack was way better than that Clinton crack. I remember.
I don't know how good either crack was, but
I ain't gonna talk about my personal business unless y'all ask these specific questions.
Mind games are talking about the cigarettes. Please stop. Yep. Yeah. So I've heard that from many people. Now my father, he went cold turkey, so up a cigarette and alcohol. Okay.
Wow.
My father was a raging alcoholic. Went cold turkey. I went to see a psychologist, and the psychologist, when I told him, he said, "Well, what'd your father go through? What trauma?" I said, "None I know of." He said, "Your father went through something. You just didn't know it." He said, "Because you don't just go cold turkey. Mm-hmm. There has to be a catalyst.
Right.
There's really no such thing as cold turkey. I just decide there's some catalyst that made him stop drinking and smoking." Right. I said, well, that's possible because there's a lot that my father wouldn't talk about. That he was doing. I'll say that.
Hey.
Now, because even in the military, it's known that my father was captured and tortured. He had burns up his left leg, I believe. Left leg.
Wow.
And he escaped. He would absolutely not talk about that at all. But he had a hatred. My Asian folk, that's my father, not me. He had a hatred. Well, y'all know that for Asians.
He did something to him.
I mean, and if you were Asian, it didn't matter. Arab, whatever you were, you live in a country called that was on the continent of Asia. You were a Jap, and he hated Jap, which he wasn't even in. No, not World War II. My father was in Korea. But what's funny, he was in Korea, spoke fluent Korean, and a couple other languages, but hated Asians.
What conflict was that, Baba? What was that? World War II?
No, that's why I said it was Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Peace and power, Christopher.
World War II ended in 1944. I believe Korea began in 1950. I'm not sure when it ended, but so my father went to the beginning of and remained in for the rest of the Korean War. They call that the Forgotten War.
It's funny you said your dad quit cold turkey. So my dad, he passed February, so he wouldn't care if I told y'all this. So my dad was a country dude, but he was a hustler his whole life. He sold drugs his whole life. That's what he did. And he told me one day, and if somebody else told me this exact same thing, that's a family member of mine, that I will not tell you who it is because they're still alive and they didn't give me permission to, and they're not like my daddy, so they might not be too comfortable with this. But they told me the same story. My dad sold cocaine for so long. One day, he think a woman got him to try crack.
Oh Lord!
So he tried it. He's like, of course, like everybody else, it was the best thing ever. We smoked crack all day long with her. Smoked crack all week with her. Then he said she left and went back to wherever she was from. He said he locked himself in a hotel for a week or 2 weeks. And didn't contact anybody and stops, and that's how he quit.
Wow.
And somebody told me that story almost verbatim and didn't know my dad did the same thing. and they're a family member. And I was like, yo, you know my dad did that. It's like, what?
Nah.
Yeah, same thing, hotel, all that. So it's, like I said, and no telling what he's been through. When you're a country boy growing up in the 30s, I mean in the 50s, in North Carolina, telling what you're saying. Like I said, my dad grew up with he stayed actually in the back of my aunt's house, where it was like a house with one of those second houses with dirt, no floor. Like that's how he grew up. You know what I'm saying? So he had it rough. So no telling what he's been through. Do we have any more questions? And
I wanted to say, actually, shout out to Dr. Jerry Ball and to Doc Peggins, who are in the chat. They both said that they were able to stop smoking, and Doc Peggins said that he did in 5 days. So basically, cold turkey for him too.
Right.
It's a huge
underdeveloped warrior classes are our Bloods and Crips.
Yes, Bloods, Crips, White Lords, Gangster Disciple. Yes, absolutely. Are underdeveloped, untrained, and uncared for, because we need to be able to reach out to those young brothers and sisters and talk to them and teach them.
The leaders of those organizations have to they have to promote more balance and harmony. I understand Chris is saying we have to promote more balance and harmony, but the leaders of those organizations also, you know what I'm saying? Because if they're not willing to sit down, then it makes it really, really difficult.
Well,
unless you remove those heads.
The first thing you have to do is connect with those leaders, because if you do not, well, I'm from Chicago, so if you don't connect with the leaders first and show them their due respect, you probably end up in a box.
You both.
So you have to do it wisely, right? And you can't be afraid. If they don't respect you.
Right. That's why everybody can't go in the hood, people. I hear adults all the time, man. It really make me mad the way you can't say nothing to these young folks. You can't say nothing to them, or they're gonna go. No, you can't say nothing to them.
Right.
I can say the same thing you said and not get any, because where it's coming from. I can go to somebody like, come on, bro, come on, pull your pants up, man. Please, man. Come on, don't do me like that, man. My daughter right here. Come on. He'd be like, all right, bro, I'm gonna do. I don't need me. But
I had a martial arts school on 112th and Racine for folks from Chicago, and cats was selling crack right across the street. And the person I owned the business with, I said, I got to talk to them. He said, man, that's going to be dangerous going over there. I said, these are my people. and we can all be dangerous. So that's not where I'm coming from. It can go there. Right. And so I talked to him and said, look, man, I'm opening up a martial arts school over there. He said, oh, man, one of the dudes, I want my brother to come in there. I said, okay, but it got to be a safe environment. Y'all can't be selling while we here. When we're not here, I don't know what y'all doing. I'm not, I wish you wouldn't, but I can't be too concerned about that. But not while we're here. We're here from normally 7 o'clock to 9. I usually get here at 6 o'clock, leave at 10. So within that window, please sell somewhere else. My boy is still like, oh shit, they gonna. All right, man. We'll do that. And they did it. Now they could have gone another way. Could have been like, nigga, you better go head on. And I wouldn't have gone head on. and then that block would have been clear. I'm not saying I done nothing. I'm just saying that block would have been clear. Would have been no sales on that block at that point, right?
But the point is, you come in and love it.
Into the place, into my school when I'm not there. So we had a secretary there, right? Because we got into the business of being open, so you could catch people when they, walking through, give them the information, set up a meeting for them to come and watch classes. And that he starts taking the statues and putting them under his shirt. We had African statues there, small statues. So he said, "Excuse me, sir, you can't do that." He said, "I'm gonna take them." She said, "I'll call the owner." She said, well, call that punk. And he leaves.
Uh-oh.
She tells me, while she talking to me, he comes in the school. I said, man, she said, that's him. I said, you don't have, why you acting so afraid, whispering? This the dude who was trying to take the statues? She looking out. Yeah. I said, look up. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Right? So, and for you all, not if you have somebody with you, and that's why you hang with people who got strength of character, right? You don't look down and be afraid of no damn body. Every human being can bleed. So when I said, man, she said you were taking them. I believe he said, man, that's my niece. She just tripped. Ain't I your uncle? Like that. I said, dude, if you buckhead again, whether she's your niece or not, I'm gonna knock your ass out. Right? And I said, she's not your niece. I've known her for quite some time. You're not related.
Eugene
So
Mason.
he said, I'm going. He said, if I had a gun, I'd shoot you. I said, oh, well, I got a gun in there. Right in the going to the main part of the school, up under that chair right there. You see that holster? My gun's right there. Go get it. Shoot me. And I said to myself, if this fool walks into my school and goes for that holster, which the gun wasn't in there, y'all. It was in my drawer in my office. I said, if he goes for that, then he was intending to shoot me, and I'm gonna break him apart. And he went for it, and I was breaking them apart. My students were there, and I knew they were there. And this is what they need to see. They need to see that I'm not going to let nobody hurt them. And that goes to everybody who comes to my school knows. If you're in the school and I'm there, you're under my protection when you're in that school. I don't care if you're older than me, younger than me, could beat me fighting or whatever. You're under my protection. If you're in that school, nobody's going to harm you. And that's anywhere I go if I'm teaching. That's my school.
Dr. Ball said he quoted, we can all be dangerous, everyone can bleed, words to live by.
Right, exactly. We can all be that's why also don't carry yourself like
you can't.
People like, oh, Balogun has a sense of humor. They're surprised. Well, one, I'm not a psychopath. A lot of people think martial artists are kind of psychopathic, but two, you can't carry yourself like you just can, you're just gonna whoop a person out. I mean, you should walk like you can do whatever you're gonna do, right? But don't be like, so arrogant and so big-eyed because
looking down at people.
Anybody can bleed, man.
Anybody can get it. We got questions.
Anybody can get it, right? I was on the bus and the dude from Chicago, when I first moved here, he's like, man, I hate grits. What's this grit? Because we don't eat grits really unless it's a special occasion or something up north. Well, in Chicago, we don't. He said, what's this grits? Oh, that y'all talk about grits. And he's just being so insulting. And the brother says, say something else about grits and we'll whoop your ass. And I got a book. I'm on the bus, and the dude said, anybody here from Chicago know what I'm talking about? Anybody? Went right to reading my book like she did. Because anybody can get it. It don't matter. I could be on there defending him. Somebody bust my damn head from behind over some grits.
Right, about some grits. It's crazy.
Like, hey, man, look, you choose your battles. I always tell people I loathe violence. I'm just good at it. I'm good at it, but I hate it. Right?
So
hate it, but I'll get with you. All right, so now I feel that way when I'm with all I love, I'm in the protective mode. Yes, absolutely, should be. And so over grits, grits are
what's my favorite phase in African martial arts? So I was trying to think of this answer the whole time, and when I think I know the answer, I don't. So let me just say, I love every phase. I don't know the phase I love the most. I thought it was knife phase, but then I'm ground phase, but then we got phases I probably ain't even seen yet. I love the middle staff phase. I love quick incapacitation phase.
Now, this
I
is
love every phase. I don't remember a phase I didn't like. Like, I really like ground phase. I really like striking when we.
so
I love it
people
all.
know what the phase is. We'll
Okay.
spend 3 months to 6 months training on a specific aspect of self-defense, self-protection. Okay, so when you're talking about the knife phase, we're actually learning to use the knife. Do you have a phase where you disarm the knife? No, and if everybody telling you that they own some bullshit, you ain't just disarming a knife. A knife touches you, it's going to open you. But you can disarm a knife by cutting the person and they drop it, but we're not disarming the knife. Now, people would disagree with me from other systems, but
Knife and ground.
You can disagree all you want, but hey, that's why we do phases. So
Right.
we're working this stuff. And when you say quick finishes, yeah, so we say quick incapacitations, or another word that we use there. So yes, Dr. Barr, yes, quick finishes is what it's all about. All right, now somebody asked another question.
Yep.
That was a question. Let me see.
Hello, Warriors.
They said, yeah. Can you all go share the meaning of your names?
Right.
All right. Anybody want to go first on that?
Let's. Ominiki, you want to go first?
No, you go first.
And you know,
all right.
Bile, that's Ogun. Bile.
Right. So the actual name isn't just Bile, it is Ogun Bile. And Ogun Bile basically means Ogun has taken over the house. That's the translation of it. So, and it's funny because if you look at my house, you tell Ogun pretty much taking over my house, but it doesn't mean my house.
Lions, and so Ogun's animals are any animals that rip, tear, shred, right? And right behind them is lions and tigers.
I didn't know that. A stray dog came and lived with me. A stray pit came and lived with me for about 6 weeks. You know, I love knives. That's Ogun. You know, so and my family. The house is also your family too. So when it says that, so my daughter trains. She loves the knife. You know what I'm saying? People in my family, this is my family. Y'all looking at them, and when you come to the class, you see my family. So Ogun is taking over the house. That's what Ogun be like.
On that, that's why one of the reasons why we aren't just named Ogun or Oshun. When people do that, I mean, you know, you do it because you want to have an African name. But if you really want to have an African name and you're serious, you do it the right way. So nobody has the name Ogun. People name their son, my son Ogun. No, your son not Ogun. He would have some characteristic. So when you see, that's not my name, it's my title, Balogun, Balogun is leader of war. It's actually a shortening of Baba Ni Ogun. Baba Ni Ogun, right? Well, Ogun. So Ogun, that's the god of war. Ogun, excuse me, is war. Ogun, that's medicine. Ogun, that's the river, Ogun. So if you're serious about names, you got to know what you're talking about. Because if you are Balogun, like people want to say, like it's tough, that means I'm the father of the river, Ogun. That doesn't even exist as a name. But Balogun, that is Baba Ni Ogun, who's father of war or war chief. That's my title. It's not my name. Okay, so that's what that means. Now
there is I manifesto. There is not a pressure point phase, and let me tell you why there isn't. Because, and that's we laugh. We're not laughing at the question. It's a really good question because people
lay them down phase too. That's all of them.
All of them will lay them down phase. That's what we seek to do every time we touch it. The reason there's not a pressure point phase is because to grab somebody pressure point in different places, you can't see that, in different places and things like that and stuff, those are fine motor skills, technical things you're going to have to do. When you're in a fight, have you ever been in a fight? Think about how you moving. Think about how people moving in the fight with things happening. All crazy people have. You ain't got time to tweak. So the deft touch, all that stuff, it's really hard to say boop, 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 or grab this right here. You want to grab this whole arm and move it like that. It's too difficult to grab his finger up in there and press that. That's really difficult to do.
You know, when you watch movies and they do the depth touch, who the hell is standing there and you just and so it's really ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really hard to grab pressure points. Now you can't grab, you might get that Spock thing up, but that's not going to override my ability. You see what I'm saying? Unless you deliver it perfect, that may not override my ability to pull my tool and bless you with it. So that's why
we'll hit to areas that are vital. Okay, but that even that Captain Kirk chop back in and knocks you out. No. Many times I've been hit here. Now they can shut you off, hitting you in the back of your neck, but that's not a pressure point. They hit you
why am I like DMX
and killed your ass, right? So that's different. But yeah, we're not pressure pointing. Bile is like DMX. See that tree over there? It's talking to me. Hey,
what's happening?
Baba, how you doing?
Hey,
what's going on? Yo, what's happening with y'all, man? Happy B-Day, Bile.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. You out there doing some painting? You out there painting?
Yeah, man, out here getting it on.
You
know what I'm saying? Doing this Bismarck right here.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You didn't call me to help you do that mural with you. What's going on?
Well, you told me you can't draw a stick figure, so I'm a cool out.
I'm assuming is a full instructor at the African Martial Arts Institute.
Dr. Paul said you don't look like DMX. Stop it. He do look like Ice Cold Carter. No, B-Day does look like Ice Cold Carter. That's crazy.
He do look like him. He do look like him.
I'm assuming. We just had a question about the meanings of our names. You want to give the meaning of your name?
Oh, no, we want you to give the meaning of your name first.
Yeah, okay, I'm just trying to loop them in.
Try to put it on me. We was giving meaning. You ain't even do it yet.
I know, but you came into the conversation.
Yeah. I believe you.
Excuse me. Ominiki means to prostrate or subjugate yourself to Olokun. And Olokun is a water deity in Ifa. The water deity
only means water, so you all know.
I can't hear you, Bob.
I said Omi as in Ominiki. Omi means water.
Y'all hear me? Glad you had time to look that up.
Oh, it's Amasun, the sound. Okay. No, I didn't. There's no place that you can look that up. Not any place where I can look it up.
I'm just messing with
you. Yeah, I don't have the.
So give us the definition.
You said give the definition again.
Yeah.
To prostrate yourself or subjugate yourself to Olokun. So Olokun is a water deity. Sometimes they kind of intermix Olokun with Yemaya, but Olokun is different. Olokun is the deity of the depths of the ocean, and also a symbol of fertility. And I'm sure Baba will jump in with some more information on
Olokun. Some people say it's a male deity. Some people say female. Depends on where you go. Well, man or woman. I hate using male, female, not an animal. Depends on where you go. I always tell people, well, they all are, depending on who you talking to. We are the original. So,
yeah, boy.
My Orisha, all right, is Obatala and Ogun, And so those are recent, but Arshun is strong with me. I was told when you see me, you see Arshun. Now, Arshun is the revolutionary. She's beauty and love. I can understand when they say that part about her. She's also the revolutionary. Okay, so it's clear. Ogun is pretty clear, and Obatala, people who know me, Obatala is certainly there, right? So those energies, you are those energies. And he probably say, what good is the cutlass except a human being pick it up? So when people have, like when the atheists argue, the atheist is a disgruntled Christian, something or something from the Judeo-Christian religions, right? You can't be atheist with us because God is. When we talking about God, we're talking about as it exists in human beings.
Right.
When we deal with a shrine, we're talking about a shrine as a focus for our energy. It's not, we ain't worshiping no shrine. That's some other stuff happening. That's when people are being, and not breaking on Christians, I'm just saying facts. That's a person being a Christian within the African tradition.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, Smooth Rebel, for the happy birthday.
Are you looking at Bile? Are you looking at the broadcast? Mine is frozen right now on the screen that I'm looking at.
No, we good.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, we good. Thank you for the happy birthday, Ariana.
Now, Bile.
Yes, sir.
Ode, what is your name?
Yeah. Amosun.
Oh, yes.
Amosun is the, and I'm trying to figure out how to say it. The Osun staff is the staff carried by the priest when leaving the grove. It helps enter the new initiates into Ifa. So Amosun, as I'm understanding, is me being one of those, and this is just my own definition, kind of playing off of everything, is like me, one that helps those initiate or introduce those folks to Ifa. Now you could correct me if I'm wrong, Baba.
That's right.
Thank you, Eugene Mason. Happy birthday.
So Amosun literally means the staff bearer, the Osun staff bearer. But yes, it's a person that leads people into Ifa, helps them through their journey in Ifa.
Kalanji just texted me and said he wants people to know his name means talk a lot of shit. Talk big shit.
I can believe that. Talk a lot of shit. Jama means short, and time.
I seen Kalanji's name somewhere on my phone, and I just had to mess with him. I'm sorry, Kalanji. You know how
Dr. Ball said happy birthday.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Dr. Ball, for the happy birthday wishes. Just so y'all know, because I have no shame, I am 48 years old today.
Right.
Yep. Hey, how you doing?
I know you. I can't say your name, but I love your work. You did one of the bridges in West End.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why he called in. He wanted to see how everybody out there.
Yes, Tracy. Yes, yes. You came to one of the West End neighborhood development meetings.
Yeah. When we was preparing for the crossing, but
I love your work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're amazing.
Man, thank you.
That's why I'm in Atlanta, and you see like this bike with this pastel colors and stuff.
Right. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does those. We couldn't hear you while he was talking to one of his fans over there. We couldn't hear you.
Got murals all over the city.
Yeah, big dog. If you seen my last post with
Dr. Boston, we can mute him.
Dr. Ball, you know we don't know how to mute him. Jump in there.
I manifested.
Hey, I'm on Zoom.
Yeah. You said what?
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling warm.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we can mute you.
All those things.
Okay, we figured it out. Look
Yeah,
it up.
I just we didn't hear nothing you just said. I was testing mute.
Hey, did you have a question for me?
We got another guest coming in. Hold on.
I'm assuming, did you have a question for we
Oh,
go tell
he X'd out. Dr. Ball was coming in. I was letting him in.
Nah, I just wanted to give you some love, man. Give y'all a shout.
Thank
See
you,
y'all
bro.
laughing and giggling and all that.
Thank you, bro. We appreciate
Peace,
it.
Stone.
Yeah, man. But y'all have a good rest of the day. Enjoy that movie for those who's going.
You know, good luck. Well, I ain't gotta tell you good luck on your art. Just you know, much success with the piece you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. I'll see y'all. Hopefully, I'll see y'all tomorrow if I can walk.
All right.
All
Hey,
right, y'all.
how's your foot?
Peace.
It's getting better, man, but still giving me a little issues. But last class wasn't too bad, but I ain't do too much either. So
he telling us that, Baba, but he doing the mural right now with a ballerina on his toes.
Mm-hmm.
On his
Climbing up and
right
down
now,
ladders.
we on the ground. We on the ground.
All right, bro.
All right.
But yeah, man, y'all enjoy. I'll talk with y'all soon.
All right,
Okay,
peace,
peace.
bro.
All right, peace.
Sure, apprentice, you can ask a question about anything, bro. This is any question you want to ask, bro. We got the right to not answer it, but you can ask anything you want. My personal life, Ominiki's personal life, what she's doing. You ask anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
not my personal life.
Any words that you can form.
Balogun, what is your favorite book that you've written? Woo. My favorite book that I've written. Ooh. Now I'm trying to think of that. Well, I take the favorite book that I've written, and it's almost complete, is Ice Cold Carter. I've got probably another chapter to go, and that's done. But as far as books that are out now,
Why Bile is your favorite student? I know you love that one.
as far as books now, probably the African Warriors Bible, because that I took the FTP's points and turn each of those points, show how they apply martially and how they apply to self-defense. I mean to survival. So that
was that your first self-defense book, Baba?
Oh no, my first self-defense book was African martial arts discovering the world within. But
right, I'm tripping. That's the second one. Right.
The first, which was the first non-fiction book that I published myself. That was African Warriors Bible.
Right, and I just happened to be on the cover with Bob on that.
Yes. Somebody said my name Freedom and Ominiki's name means the same in English. It means always snacking. Let me see.
I have no problem with that.
Diverse Tribe says, what are your thoughts collectively on updating respected scholarships if proven incorrect or no longer relevant?
Okay, so let me say being a priest is real for us. So certain things we see, you know, and I got these thick ass glasses on, so certain things I can see. What are your thoughts collectively on updating respected scholarship if proven incorrect or no longer relevant? Number one, I would have to be a scholar within that sphere to even feel I had the right, and this is from me, to update that respected scholarship. Now, if proven incorrect, how would I prove that incorrect unless I was very well versed? So, or no longer relevant. Okay, now, and that's opinion wise, I believe. But let's say somebody writes a respected martial art book, okay? Or let's say me. I'll use me. I wrote African Martial Art Discovery of the Word Within. There have been books that came after it. By people who got PhDs and things of that nature. They do two things they don't have. They don't have the years of experience I have, and they're not initiated into the society that I'm initiated into. So when I'm certain things I wrote in there is from knowing things from initiates who are older than me, who learn from initiates older than them, who learn from initiates older than them, who learn from initiates older than them, going back thousands of years. So when I first wrote the book, I was being very scholarly, and I was told by a priest, come at this as the initiate that you are, not as a scholar. Because the scholar can never know what the initiate knows unless he's initiated into the same society. If I can read books all I want to on Omega Psi-Phi, but if I'm not an initiate, a neophyte into Omega Psi-Phi can write me under the table. He may not be able to write as well as I can, but he can write with more information and more accuracy than I can. So let's respect people where they're at first. And then if we are part of that thing, that sphere, and we are trained enough to write and deliver our information in an intelligent and concise way, then do so. If you find that not just you disagree with this point, but several people disagree with this point. Because then you've done your due diligence and you're coming at it from a position of respect. If I get on here talking about Bitcoin and Dr. Ball is out here and he starts speaking on Bitcoin, and I write a book on Bitcoin. I wrote a book. Of course he can dismantle me. Of course he can. I got nothing because he knows much more about that. But I got this book. So that's one thing about having a book. Don't write a book either if you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Don't do it.
Unless you just want to look like you know what you're talking about until somebody dismantle you and then you look stupid in front of everybody.
Because you're going to look a fool. So come at everything with respect, man.
Yeah, boom.
I know many people, young folks, 15, 16, I'm going to write a book about my life. And I say, well, that's cool. But I would wager you haven't lived long enough. Maybe, wait for a little while. How much longer? About if you're going to write about your life, about 80, 90 years. Then maybe write about your life. Right. 100-something, yeah. Then my mother, at her birthday party when she turned 90 last year, people were like, you should write a book, Aunt Mita. My mother's name is Aunt Mita. You should write a book. One of my grandchildren, Grandma, you should write a book. My mother said, I haven't lived long enough. She's 90. I haven't lived long enough. I was like, yes. I'm glad she said that so these young folks can hear. I ain't done enough. In my life, I ain't lived long enough. Now, you can say, well, what about the Autobiography of Malcolm X? What about my mother? Write that. And he didn't write that, actually. It's really a biography. It's not an autobiography.
Right.
Because that was written by Alex Haley, from what I understand.
Right. Somebody else should be writing about your life. That really
well, there's some people now. You say, well, damn, okay. Marcus Garvey.
Exceptional, yeah, he done a lot of
about his life, but people write about his life. I don't think Marcus Garvey wrote a book himself about his life. Mm-hmm. There are some who have lived so exceptionally they can do so, in their 30s, 40s.
I'm pointing at you, Bob, but that's you. You can.
No, not me. I really don't feel that.
You could write a book on every section of your life. You could write a childhood book, Baba's childhood, Baba's teenage, Baba's.
Nah, man.
You got stories and stories and stories.
You know, I've lived a good life. I won't say a full life, but
yeah, it can't be full now.
It ain't full yet. But
right.
I haven't done enough. I haven't done enough. I appreciate that, but
another question for you, sir.
Oh, actually, I wanted to chime in on the question that Baba just answered.
Lucas Rue. Oh, shit.
Ominiki had a question. Ominiki had a question. What you was going to say, Ominiki? Or you was
I wanted to chime in on the question that Baba just answered about it's with the sort of personal experience I had. After the death of Francis Krauss Walsing, there was a very popular commentator or whatever who, you know, felt even before she had been buried that, you know, he wanted to make comments that were disrespectful about her work and how outdated, you know, the things that she had to say were. And of course, you know, at the time I knew I had been listening to some of his commentary about things, so I understood that he was whack after that point. And you know, it's easy to sit back, especially when you're living a certain life, to say, oh, well, that doesn't apply anymore. That's outdated, you know, and just try to pick apart the philosophies of people who, like Baba said, have studied. People who studied these things that they have commented on and theorized on, or whatever you want to call it, for decades. It's easy to sit back and try to pick apart their work. But when we fast forward just a few years after her death, there's so many things that you can see that's like a one-to-one correlation of things that she said and things that Neely Fuller brought out, who, you know, Neely Fuller is still with us. But it's very difficult to go in and try to break down, you know, these different philosophies. You don't know what's going to happen in the next few years. Maybe you feel like it's outdated, or you feel like, you know, like Baba said, personally, maybe you don't connect with it, but that doesn't mean that it necessarily is something that we need to discard. We need to hold on to all of the scholarship of the people who came before us that cared about us enough to actually go through and study these things. Maybe if you don't identify with it right now, maybe you can put it to the side. Maybe someone else is identifying with it. But that doesn't mean that we should be trying to deliberately debunk, you know, some of this scholarship that we have.
And the energy we put into debunking, we can put into studying and mastering our craft. Now, before I get to Doc, Eugene Mason said, "You Boule, Baba?" No, sir. No, I'm not Boule. I'm not in none of the divine nine.
Baba is all of the divine nine.
But I like the boldness and the strength to ask me that shit.
What's that question?
No, I'm not Boule. I'm not in fraternity. Well, okay, so my
Eugene, I would like to ask you, Eugene, what made you
because
ask
I was talking about if I'm
Omega Psi Phi.
Omega Psi Phi, that's why. Because that, so all of those are, people consider those part of the Boule, right?
Okay.
Boule,
but you just said you wasn't Omega Psi Phi.
I'm not. Boule, I didn't say I would. Boule is part of, so when you talk about the divine nine.
Baba is Boujay, not Boule.
Yeah, I'm now. So when you have these organizations, fraternities and sororities, there are really 8. And then in the middle, what's that middle piece to make it 9? That is God damn, what are they? Phi Beta Sigma, not Phi. I forget what they call it. Sigma Pi Phi. That is Boule. Okay, that. So they are a group of, and it ain't like the people be saying stuff. They eat babies and they do magic on music. How would you know that unless you Boule? How would you know this unless you are initiating that? So get your ass out of here with all that foolishness. Not talking to you, Eugene. I'm just answering about Boule when people, the stuff they say. They're devil worshippers. How would you know unless you're part of it? But What is known is they are, now we're talking about bougie folk. Those are your talented 10th folks. Those are, I won't name no names. Some people respect some of them. You know, one of them, he was a stone cold Uncle Time ass nigga, and then he changed his ways and he moved to Ghana, and you know, I believe he died in Ghana.
No, I'm just kidding.
So no, you know, and I can't say he didn't change. I can't say that, but I can say he was talented. That we do know he was that. So he was Bile. I think one of the founders of Bile. Okay. Now, what is Baba's thoughts on Sanuki's rule? I said, Doc, you know, starting stuff now.
That's what I was smiling at.
Street-oriented form of self-defense. Much respect to Doc Moses Powell. Yes, much respect and shout out to Doc Moses Powell. May he continue to rise in power. I have much respect for Doc Powell, but I won't say but. Much respect to Doc Powell. Full stop. Now, when it comes to Sanukis, I have friends in Sanukis. All right, so no, as far as Sanukis,
you ain't asked me, Doc, so I'm glad you asked Baba.
Yeah, technically, you know, they're great with throws, joint life, beautiful technique, beautiful. But I would say this. The only thing I would say is this. If you punch your arm out and leave it out there for a minute, it's easy for me to do techniques. And I'm talking to you all so you all know to be intelligent, don't punch and leave your arm out there.
Right.
Because if you punch and leave your arm out there, some dude gonna hit it, lock it, throw, roll over, look from side to side. Shit. It's easy to do that then, but in all seriousness, anybody that was trained by Doc Moses Powell got my respect because he's got my respect. I don't have many idols. I always have said it. So Yoruba bin Wahad is an idol. He lived a life that I wish I could have lived. If I had been back then, I lived during the time he was, I wish I could have. I would like to think I would have been doing what he was doing. Okay? Yoruba bin Wahad, Dr. Moses Powell, and John Henry Clark. That's it. Well, and Harriet Tubman, you know, those are the four idols, if you will. If I was to build my foundation on, if I could mesh all of them together and be that being, that would be it.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh my God, get out!
Never mind.
R. Kelly. Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Look, so
wow.
What Jared said about Malcolm, he said Malcolm, one, knew, we talk about writing biography, you know, knew he would be assassinated, and two, wrote that for explicit political purposes. Exactly. He wasn't just trying to self-promote. Exactly. That's key. Or participating in its creation for explicit political. Good. Yes, Dr. Ball. Absolutely. Right. That's the difference. That's so right. If I wrote a biography about my life right now, it would just be to self-promote. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't make none of this if I wrote a biography, but it would be self-promotion. What are your thoughts on guard dogs for bugging in? For long term, I don't know, because they
if you plan on eating that motherfucker long term, then yeah.
So as long as it get eaten now, it'll get with no problem. That mug will get cooked on the grill and eaten up. But as far as, so that's good for bugging in. Yeah, guard dogs, whatever kind of dog. If you're starving, right? You cook them and eat them. But as far as for protection, A cat is better. Cats don't make a lot of noise, and cats, if you have no, seriously, not the attack cat crap. No, so this cat, if people are on your property, you're bugging in, and you're being quiet, and you don't want people to know you're there because they'll take your shit, and people are coming up. A cat is not only as long as you know your cat, it stands alert and its ears move in the direction of where the attack or whatever the people are coming. So you know exactly what they're coming to, and they're not making noise. A dog will start barking, and you will all are exposed. And those who have trained with me in camp know that if you're exposed by noise, you're dead.
You're both.
Yeah, both.
Jerry said, "Who? What happened? What happened? World Health Organization? No, we ain't with them either. I ain't with Bile. I ain't with them."
No, when he asked who, he would want Ominiki to oust who she was talking about. That's what Jerry said.
Yeah. Because I think because you said about Neely Fuller, because I said, oh, she coming at Jared. I don't think you even knew that. Because I think Jared just did something about, Neely Fuller, a critique, I believe, or be doing the critique. And so
no, that's not who I meant.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jared ready to go too. He put it in capital letters and everything. Oh, snap.
I'm not going to reveal the person. I mean, if I ever see you in person, I'll tell you.
The person you said was whack.
Yeah. But I do have the opinion that he deserves some justice from
that's funny.
some of
people write W.E.B. Du Bois. I didn't say W.E.B. Du Bois.
Oh.
I did not say W, but that's what you think. Indeed.
But anyway, the brother deserves some justice from some of our brothers. If we do end up seeing him somewhere. So if I see him and some brothers are with me, then you'll hear about it somewhere, I'm sure.
I'm a little confused with Eugene Mason said, much respect, warrior class, about to put a few rounds in this new toy.
He's going to the range.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I was very confused. All right, peace, Eugene. Have fun out there.
Jared said no, he didn't. Oh, I thought I posted a couple of interviews we did with Fuller. Oh, I'm sorry, Jared. Oh, I'm starting some shit. Sorry about that. I'm glad I didn't say what I said. I was about to say, Jared. He power bombed Neely Fuller off the stage and
took his papers and threw them on the ground.
Who messing with the warrior instructors? Oh,
no. Absolutely no one.
Nobody. Can I say who it is, Ominiki? Sure, if you think you know who it is, say.
I don't even see that.
Freedom Power. I'm confused. Does Ominiki want to whoop Fuller's ass? Oh, no. Now, y'all really causing. Y'all setting it off now.
Why, though? Why are you trying to do I manifesto,
I hope
we have had beef in the past.
I hope Neely ain't watching this.
We love you, Dr. Fuller.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Robert.
And you were right in your work. You were right and exact as far as I see.
Absolutely.
Your predictions have come true, as I'm sad to say. So, been a while back to work, but glad to hear y'all cutting up.
Greetings, Big Teal.
Good to see you. Yeah, good to
somebody said Mark Lamont Hill. Freedom Power said Mark Lamont Hill. That's what you talking about?
Why should I not see? I guess I cannot see these comments.
Are you in the live chat or the top chat?
She under
I'm in the top chat.
She under the seat.
The live chat.
Hey, bars.
Do we have any more questions that you would like? Now, I thought about it. It would have been cool. We still have a show to do our bios, or have we already done that? I don't remember no more, Bob.
Yeah, when Kalanji came, when he took over.
Hey, I'm getting old now. You know what I'm saying? I just had a birthday today.
I know you turned 48, and man,
forgetting already.
You all go much into anatomy. I was about to say something else. Autonomy. I'm autonomous. Let me say, class. Did you all go much into anatomy, physiology, and their relationship to mind and self-defense? Yes, Jadarian. So, my old man was big on you had to know how many bones are in the foot, how many bones are in the body.
It's 200.
How many? And I've asked y'all these questions.
I know. I'm thinking of the answers. It's been a minute.
How many nerves
Yep.
for self-defense are in the body that means you can attack, right? And
it's like Baba got his own actual facts. Like the 5% is like we got our own actual.
No, not the 5%. No, like the Nation of Islam.
The Nation of Islam, he don't like that. What I said.
Got it from.
We got our own 120.
I always say that, the 5%ers when they created the student enrollment in actual facts. No, sir, that comes from the Nation of Islam. So
I actually heard that the supreme mathematics came from Rosicrucian Christians. Just what I heard. So I throw that out there. Seriously,
the Rosicrucians were doing it like that.
That's what I heard, man. I heard it.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this.
That's a rumor.
I know a priest from Nigeria who is a Rosicrucian. And I had some questions with him. He said, I love Rosicrucian, just like I love Ifa. I said, you sound like a goddamn fool.
Damn, Bob.
Wow. Like, man, for real. Hey,
to his face.
That's your thing, but you sound like a goddamn fool when you're talking about something that the Rosicrucians stole their shit from.
Right.
I said, okay.
They rubbed it down and then gave it back to you.
You do you, but this is the same dude that said he learned in Nigeria. Now, mind you, my wife's in Nigeria all the time. If I thought this was true, she wouldn't go. She just came back a couple weeks ago, right? But he said, we learn in Nigeria, we come to America, you could throw a black woman down in the street and have sex with her. I said, what the hell you think I'm doing to you if I see you throw one of our sisters down in the street and you're raping her? I said, I'm going to do to you the same thing I would do to you if I caught you in Nigeria throwing a sister down in the street.
What I don't even understand. What the fuck?
This is a fool. Now, just so y'all know, so it's no mistake, Nigerians do not feel that way in mass. Like I said, my wife would not be going there by herself without me to know Nigeria, staying for weeks if I even thought that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little wild, man.
So, he was a wild dude, but that's the same dude who said he loved Ifa as much as he loved Rosicrucian.
Big Till, you can look that up. Rosicrucian is what it's called. You'd be surprised, we warriors and stuff, but we know a little bit about some stuff every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
We done read a little bit.
Yeah, I read a book.
And that is the thing too. I always tell the students, you have to study. You have to have politics, because if not, you don't know why you're fighting. You'll be abusing your own people or other people. You shouldn't be abusive at all. So you have to be studied, right? I had a student, I ain't with that studying. I had a student here tell me reading hurts his head. It's bullshit. I had a student in Chicago, I ain't with that studying. You ain't with that studying. And this person who said he ain't with that studying changed the locks to my school. Because he ain't had no politics, so he had no loyalty to me. He changed the locks to my school because he became a full instructor and felt I was getting too much attention. And he should get some. He's we made this man in a meeting. We made this man famous. I said, made me famous. Y'all damn.
People crazy, man.
People crazy as hell. I said, if you made me famous, you failed. So you don't get to change the locks in my school. We had to meet because I had gone to his house. And he was part of the same organization I was part of, and they wanted peace. Because I had gone to his house and gone inside his house. He wondered how I was in his house.
So he was on some Dame Dash, you Jay-Z.
I made my presence known, and then I left. He wasn't there, and let him know I'd be coming back. And so a meeting was called, and peace came about. But yeah, this nigga gonna tell me, that. I said, man, please, so you got crazy people like that.
It's interesting though, Bob, because I look at our group, and most of us we're like scholarly like people. I mean, I'm the least, I guess, with like formally educated person, but I'm still
you're not the least.
I say formally educated, but I have.
So, there are 3 people on this platform right now. You can't touch on me, Nikki. Not the least. I'm the least scholarly. I'm just an old dude who know martial arts, and that's enough for me. And I love my martial arts, and I got
very modest, Baba.
I got somewhat good politics.
If you know Baba's background, you understand that he's at least.
They say you wrote all those books. All my books, martial art books, survival books, and even my fiction got martial art and survival in it. I'm a one-trick pony. I'm just good at doing that one trick. I'm good at doing that one trick. I'm just a simple dude.
So
now, you all the most fire. Thank you. You not the least, Bile. That's what I'm telling them. And we had to do these reports. All of us had to do reports on a specific person. I think I did Dessalines. Oh, that's another idol, if you will, of mine. Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Okay, don't talk to me about Toussaint Louverture if we're comparing. You got to compare.
Dessalines and Bookman.
And yes, Bookman, Daddy Bookman, yes. So now, he did his report, had it on a piece of I'm serious. He had it on a piece of napkin. He's right here, so you can tell. I'm not bullshit. He had on a piece of napkin.
I had 3 separate pieces of.
And did 2 hours. So he ain't the most organized dude because he's all over the napkin. But to be able to do a 2-hour lecture based from a napkin, moving it around and shit, that's the next level. So he's not the least. Okay, because most people can't do that. All right.
That's that left-handed unorthodox
Constitution order. Hope he didn't want to make you famous the Billy Kid way.
Thank you, Ominiki.
That's good. I mean,
thank you, Willie.
Now, Baba, I don't know about that. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Not that, but
very impressed. Thank you.
So, multi-talented geniuses are often called polymaths. Okay, so Imhotep is polymath. This brother just did a blog, and he says, "I'm a hotep." He likes saying that he's a hotep. I'm a hotep. First of all, hotep is derivative. What they use, hotep is used as a greeting of peace.
What the hell? I hate when people do that with hotep.
He said, "I'm a hotep." He said, "I'm a hotep."
Y'all out there, please don't use hotep like that.
Why he said, "I'm a hotep." He said because that name for the unlearned comes from Imhotep. No, it does not. Imhotep name comes from Hotep.
Right. I can stand y'all.
Like, so
wow.
When you be calling people Hoteps, he is one for real. Because a Hotep, I hate using that term, but if you're gonna call a person that one, he's one. He's one. Because it's a person who tries to use African scholarship in the wrong way. Where they just making up shit. But they do that in all fields.
Big Tail, Hotep is the oldest word for peace that's ever been found.
We know that in martial arts. We know that in martial arts. Well, I don't know. I would disagree. It's the oldest that's ever been found because that is from the Egyptian language, and Egyptians are not the oldest people on earth.
No, they're not.
So it's the same way. We have to be careful of that. Like a lot of people need fire. This sister said to me, she's initiated too. She says to me, people need to, learn and study because then they would know that Ifa is the oldest religion on earth. Right, Baba? I said, hell no, it's not. What? No, of course not. In the Odu, which is the corpus of knowledge, it says Orunmila traveled the breadth and the length of Africa, learning spiritual traditions, and from that he developed Ifa. So no, it's not the oldest religion. To say that you ain't studied and you're bullshitting yourself and you're bullshitting your students or the people. And our people been through too much to be bullshitted. When that's simple study you can do. And if you're teaching it, you should know that anyway, because you should have read. But a lot of times, our mind is, so my mind thinks this is the oldest religion. I'll read that and won't even see it. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you should read a book 5 times. And every time you're going to see something you didn't see. Because our minds develop more, we're more mature, and we're open to seeing things. I read Destruction of Black Civilization when I was in the nation and did not see anything, while I read it, didn't see anything about the Arabs/Muslims enslaving Black people before the Europeans. Because my mind wasn't fit to see that because I was so wrapped up in Islam. Okay. I didn't see it. Where did I buy the book from? I bought it from the Final Call building, owned by the Nation of Islam. Didn't see it. It wasn't until I read it 2 years after I had left the nation and I saw it. Oh my God. It was like I read the book for the first time. And I said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, founder of the Nation of Islam, said, read a book 5 times. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't say he taught Islam from when I was learning. He said, I'm teaching you the theology of time. So all of that's why we have to read. It's called the Nation of Islam. He said, I didn't teach you Islam. I was teaching you the theology of time. And anybody who is out there who knows, and Dr. Ball's brother is a minister in the Nation of Islam. Who knows me? Minister Jamil. Ask him. Ask him, am I right? And if I'm wrong, correct me. Correct me. So this is why we have to read, because we'll make certain assumptions. And we don't understand the depths of the thing. Now, I'm not saying I understand the depths of the nation. I wasn't there long enough. But I do understand the depths of Islam. Not the depths, but a good depth. So here's the surface. I'm about right here. Now you go all the way down here. I'm nowhere near that. I'm, right here. You talk to Baba Bashola. He's somewhere around here. I can't even. I'm not fit to judge how deep he is, because once again we have to qualify. Right? But
I'm at the surface looking at Baba with a flashlight trying to find him.
And so
I just wanted to jump in for Big Teal. If you're going to do the research on Hotep, it's actually HTP, because we knew, back then there wasn't the vowel. So Hotep is an approximation of what that word would be. There's other, I'm a Kemetic yoga instructor, and we actually say Hetep, because it's different variations, but it's really HTP.
Yes. Now, when we talk about oldest, even the oldest people, and just so you know, there are more pyramids in Nigeria than there are in Egypt, just so you know. Now, they aren't as big as them. There are more. I think they have the most. When we talk about who's the oldest people on earth, there are arguments to that. I would say what makes the most sense, it would be somebody from Central Africa. And I'm not just saying that because my bloodline paternally, part of it is from Gabon, strong. It's from Gabon, which is in Central Africa, Central West Africa, really. But because Central, people tend to branch out.
Right. Makes sense.
So that
Start in the middle.
sense. Now it's known that the original Egyptian people, and go back and study this. I was blown away when I first learned this a couple of decades ago from a historian that had come to Atlanta from Nigeria, breaking it down. And then I've asked several people from, and there are books written on it too, several people from Nigeria, scholars from Nigeria. I don't know if they were the first people in Egypt, but they migrated from Egypt. They originally come from Egypt, and they migrated to Nigeria, running from when the Arabs started coming into Nigeria to study and to take it. They got the hell up out of there. They did divination, told them they need to leave.
Yeah.
Because death was coming. And so they left from the north, and that's where they came from, the north. And they left and they migrated to Nigeria. Of course, through all of that. This is why I always tell people you'll find similarities in African martial arts across the continent, because you have people migrating this way and probably that way.
Right.
And up and down, right? And our way was not to close off. Let me teach this to myself. It was
be open.
Kolakujo beat Ogunbayo, and Ogunbayo said, well, how did you catch me in that throw? How did you catch me in that arm bar?
I will show you.
I will show you like this. And he teaches him, and he said, but you show me that knee strike. Mm-hmm. He shows him the knee strike. And this is how cross-pollination of martial arts came about. That's why there's such strong similarities. You didn't have that happen in Europe. In Europe, this is our family art, and we're keeping this to ourselves. In China, this is our family style. Right. So when you hear Hung, that is family style. So Hung Myung, Hung Ga, those are the family style. That's from the Ga family, from the Myung family. That was their family style. Now they teach it publicly, but originally it was in the family, a couple hundred years, whatever.
If you ever want to prove without a shadow of a doubt what the ancient Kemits or Egyptians, whatever you want to call them words, you can always look up. I've just posted it recently. In the museums there, not here, they actually have the hair of the Africans that inhabited that land, dreads and still intact, still look just like our hair. Nothing like what the Egyptians that you will see there now. This basically Turkish, Arabs, whatever. Those are not the inhabitants. They're not even connected to the land. You can see it when you go there and look at them. They have no connection to it. That's another story.
I think of Kupagana and Gumi. So Kupagana and Gumi, a bunch of the brothers who wanted to Africanize karate, and they wanted to have an African martial art. They didn't know how to go about it at that time. And the way to go about it at that time is to go to African study. You get accepted out of respect. You got to write a letter, and they accept you because they respect you for whatever reason, because you're paying them well or whatever. But you study there. That's how back in their day. But I believe it was 1966 they formed Kupagana and Gumi. Didn't know what to do. They did kung fu. Some of them did karate. Some of them did both. They got with Maulana Karanga, Ron Karanga. Some people won't say Maulana. you're not great. That but that's neither here or there for me. But right now, was Maulana Karanga or Ryan Karanga. They got with him, and he translated their techniques into Swahili. And they began to call that Kupagani Ngumi. There was, snake form of it, shackle hands. So if your hands are shackled, this is how you do. I always tell people, if it's traditional from the continent, it ain't gonna have nothing to do with your hands being shackled. Because we trained as we develop our arts as warriors, not as enslaved Africans. We didn't develop those arts as enslaved Africans. If you're talking about traditional indigenous African martial arts, so it wouldn't have been a shackle hands. It wouldn't have been so the story they tell about capoeira, they learned to fight with their hands shackled, and they, so they kicking and they put their hands on the ground. Number one, when capoeira puts his hands on the ground, they don't put their hands close like this, like they're shackled. They put their hands like this. What kind of shackles you free? What kind of shackles you got on? That much space, you be choking the shit out of people with the shackle. So they don't put their hands on the ground like they shackle. So that is not the truth of their story. Also on that too. So you all know when they talk about they had to do capoeira to hide their martial arts and dance, that's a lie. Because all African dance and music was banned in Brazil.
Yep.
During that time, they could not dance. If they danced, they got whipped just as much as they were doing some martial art technique or as much as they were playing the drums. They could not play no African drums, do no African dance, do no African martial art. They had banned it all. So try again. There's another story there that's not being told. And I don't know it because I don't do capoeira, but that's a lie. I do know that part of history. So when we talk about, dismantling certain things, though, Ominiki, certain shit, history, best rewards research. And so when we know the history, we know there's a lie that's going on with certain things. Okay. Glad Balogun said Egypt is not the oldest country in Africa. The Twa people informed ancient Egyptian civilization. Noah has the African continent and its variety of cultures been perfect or without some very nasty behaviors. Does anybody know that a Dahomey woman warrior ritual was for an initiate to chop an innocent drug man's head off? Shit, I'm sorry. That's wait a minute.
What in the hell are you?
The Dahomey woman warrior ritual was for an initiate to chop an innocent drug man's head off to be initiated into the Agoji army. That's just one example.
Okay,
yeah. I'm sorry I laughed. I was just thinking, I bring to my students, you want to be a full instructor? Oh my God. This is so ridiculous to me. Okay.
You hand me an axe. You see yourself handing me the axe, brother.
Right. You're like, what am I doing the axe? Did I just bring you to do y'all drugged up? Here, now what are you going to do? And then you say, cut his head. I'm like, I meant for you to, over.
I want you to scale, but we laugh about strange things, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
okay. I'm sorry.
I don't see that question.
I have to research that, Freedom Power. That's interesting. And the Twa people are from the Tanzanian area. Yes.
Credits Born is the last person I see saying what period of time. That's the last question.
That's what I see too.
Y'all don't see him before or after?
Nah, man. Bob, just you, Bob. You don't even want to see these things.
Damn, I'm seeing shit. It's not really even up there. Like, oh no. I'm drugged then.
It's about time for us to wrap this episode up. We see that right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I was seeing things.
I'm drugged. My wife, she's looking in. You okay? Nah. So, any other question? We're gonna take one last question, then we got to break out.
Is there a bot in the chat? There may be. I don't know. That's not the question. Do you want that question to count? I don't think that's the question.
Now you must be drugged.
Big Till just asked, "Is there a bot in the chat?"
Oh, they said bot.
No, you don't see that?
Let me see. Hold on. Jared said trying to get me jumped. Talking about Nelly Fuller. Let me see here.
You go back. Okay.
No questions from me. Big Till. Is there a bot? Oh, I see. Is there a bot in the chat? No, y'all don't see Freedom Power. Don't tell me I'm the only person that see Freedom Power.
I do not see a Freedom Power in the chat.
Oh, she said it was rhetorical. Because I'm like, does anybody ask that? Does anybody else see Freedom Power? Please, somebody, please.
I'm gonna need y'all to say no, regardless of both.
No, don't say no. That's cold. I'm on Facebook. Oh, okay. I see Freedom Power's on Facebook. Okay, damn, dude. Woo.
Okay.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm like, I am tripping. I do not see all these questions.
Yeah, I don't see no.
Mess me up, Freedom Power. You about to give them power to drive me nuts.
You was gonna have to. I was gonna call the people on Baba. Okay,
like,
so
you talking like everybody say no. I'm like, oh. All right. Any favorite meditation practices or body work other than warrior training, Ominiki? Now, see how you gonna ask Ominiki like we just ain't got no meditation.
Dang, for real.
So here's one before Ominiki goes. And that's gonna have your mind.
That's what I was gonna say.
See, I stole your thunder. See,
I like sweeping. Sweeping is a great meditative.
Yeah, well,
I like sweeping too.
Yeah, sweeping definitely is a good one.
Broom. Oh, I thought.
Oh, right, yeah, like just regular sweeping.
Reaps. Oh, okay.
No. All I like to do is use a broom.
Big Till said no, Balogun. You don't like that? I could never do that.
Don't get them lying. Baba will stop pop locking them, yeah.
Now I can pop lock now. I never put that in my popping because I can't do my head like that. Some reason. My head.
Yeah, that seems like you're like getting dizzy.
My head's so big, they don't know which way to go. My daughter always said, my mother said, "Damn, you got your daddy's big head." My oldest, she said, "Yes, it's photogenic." I love my big head. It's very photogenic.
Well, that's funny because people. They told me that all the actors that make it on TV have big heads, and I've seen them, and they have big.
And newscasters too have big heads.
The biggest head in Hollywood is your boy. I'm not gonna say his name. I'll just say he said, I can't give no more." Crying. I'm giving all I can give. Y'all know who that is. Tyrese.
Oh.
So when I was doing security work. For a certain person who I won't name, on the Transformers set. He was in Transformers. And they had to make him a special hat. Like he's a military dude. He had to have a special hat made because the regular hat, they don't fit his head. They be looking like a Twine hat. The Twine Army hat on his head. That dude got a big dome.
Why you got your fingers on your head like that?
I got some little twine hat be sitting up there.
Oh, that is terrible. Yeah.
I didn't even notice he was doing that. He saw me. You got your hands on. You ain't right, Bob. You ain't right.
So they had to add like 3-4 hats material, 5 hats, and put that shit on his head.
Wow. I would like to tell y'all, Bob, I appreciate you. Nikki, I appreciate you, and I appreciate y'all out there with from the birthday wishes to the questions. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, yes,
I did want to say there is no. Well, excuse me, Baba could speak to the meditation as far as for warriors and for African martial arts. As far as the correlation between the yoga I do and African martial arts, there isn't like a sanctioned way that comes from what I do that we use as warriors. So I just wanted to put that out there about the meditation.
Now, as far as meditation, I'm trying to see who said this up there. As far as meditation, what we do is actually just slow movements where we're connected to somebody else. So I'm sure you've seen pummeling and wrestling. That's one way, but to do it light and slow. or to change techniques. So I knock his arm out the way, arm drag him. He does the same to me. Those for us are forms of meditation because it's giving us focus and focus on how we move our body. So the brain begins to, it's different from if I'm using fast technique. The brain now begins to analyze and break things down for how my body should be moving. And if I pay attention to my body, I understand where my body should be at when I'm doing certain techniques. So that's how we meditate. Okay, by doing slow techniques, person punching at me, I come off, move it out the way, knock it out the head, and come at him. He does the same to me, right? Which we call the energy drill. That is one of the easiest ways, and then we begin to move with him. And I pay attention to how my feet are rooted to the ground, how they need to move. I move with him. He pays attention to me. I pay attention to what his arms feel like when they move. And so then my students can tell you after doing that, we can all put our arms on each other in the group, and I can send my energy around that group and people can feel it. That is just from doing those drills, all our martial drills slowly, but in connection with the person. You can't, we don't have forms in indigenous African martial arts.
No katas.
Right, katas, forms, whatever you call it, right? Pumse, whatever you call your form, we don't have them. Because it's that connection to a person that builds up my energy, and I can change that energy from drawing in to striking, hitting out, to moving, to being able to speak, being able to see certain things before most people see them. I don't believe in saying see things before they happen, but seeing them before the average person sees them. The only person that will know what's about to happen before me in that room, if I train hard enough, is the person that's about to do it.
Okay. So before we go here, I see credit. What's the name here? Credit Orange. Credit Orange says freestyle. What are you talking about?
Freestyle technique or freestyle rapping? We do that too.
You know what I'm saying? What we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
All of it can happen. All of it can happen. And anybody can get it. You can bring Jay-Z. You can bring Jay-Z out here, and Bile gonna get ready.
Listen, ain't nobody safe. I don't care who it is. I don't play.
I doubt he freestyles.
All right, thank you, Doc. Who Bile? Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he ain't freestyling.
I don't believe all that ain't writing this stuff.
He freestyling, talking. I tell you who does freestyle, and I'm gonna end on this. P. Diddy. When P. Diddy said he for the people, so he buying Disney for the people. He was freestyling bullshit.
Bullshit, yeah, he was freestyling.
With all that money you got, you ain't gonna spread the wealth out to the people so the people can live well. You gonna goddamn buy them Disney.
The sickest like a pedophile ring place. Anyway, I probably said the wrong word on here. Don't make him go to busting free. No, we both of us, we rhyme now.
Yeah,
now,
you can get it.
I can't speak. Bobby said, I'm hip hop now. Don't get it confused. You can bring anybody on the show. When he said that, I'm behind that statement.
And what we'll do while we're freestyling, battling, Ominiki be in the back doing those hot poses and stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll tell you up out here now.
I will be popping in there while we're doing, you know what I'm saying? You're not ready. You're not ready.
I was talking about, that's what Ice Cold Carter.
Next level.
Ice Cold Carter, he meets a person who has developed the ability to pop lock and rap at the same time. They battling like that.
Oh my God! Why would
so they can win one part of it, lose the other, but you're really cold when you win both.
Now you gonna make me try to kill myself trying to do that. Is difficult to do for real too. That's difficult for real to do. Lord,
I saw him trying to do it in his mind. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, how do I move around and sit? Okay, y'all. Hey,
all right, y'all. So love y'all. I'm interested. Y'all gonna have to cipher. We're gonna do an episode where people can come in and then we battle.
That'd be fun. Well, you know what? We ain't gonna even call it battling to make everybody feel comfortable. We could just come in and do a cipher now. We'll bring you in and we'll do a cipher now.
Nice.
Ain't no shame. Thank you, everybody for real. Carla C, happy birthday. Thank you for the happy birthday.
Carla C, he is not a Libra.
I'm still a Virgo. I'm on that
I am a Libra.
I'm on the cusp. My daughter's a Libra. I understand y'all, but I'm Virgo. I'm Virgo with all Pisces stuff on the inside.
She said, "Oh no, don't claim Pisces. Don't do it." Said, I'm a Pisces, y'all. So, she said that pop locking isn't bad. I'm assuming she got to be talking to me. All right. So now, thank you. Great show. Barbershop battle. Yes. Warrior Cipher. Nice. Yes, Ominiki. All right, y'all. So thank y'all.
All right. Wumi's a Libra also. Wumi, who was our first guest.
Oh, yes, exactly. So love y'all. Stay black or whatever it is that you may be. And this time, I don't think we had no nine black folk in the group. They thought we were going to, do something real crazy if they came in the group, huh? All right, so love y'all. Stay black. Whatever it is that you are. Peace.
Peace.
We'll see y'all next week.
The news was my birthday. That's the only news y'all needed this week. My birthday is the news.
Boom.
Cash App.
The big four.
We forgot to put the Cash App.
It ain't too late. You can throw that down there.
Okay. Danny Muhammad, let's talk about growing food. Yes, let's. In fact, Danny, private message your information, and we can do some stuff. All right, peace, y'all.
Peace. Much love.